Coach VanderWal.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, man. That's a win tonight.
Sure is, man. That's 2 great wins.
That is.
Pretty awesome weekend.
In the driver's seat now,
Yeah,
the
man.
OAC.
Freaking awesome weekend. Our kids just battled and made a lot of plays. You know, we got a little tentative down there at the stretch, and that's kind of what happens in college basketball. You let, especially a team like Mount Union, you let them make a few plays the last few minutes of the game, and then you maybe get a little bit tight offensively. Would have liked that to have been a little bit more of a cushiony win there, but we made enough plays down the stretch, and Lukas freaking stepped up huge, knocking down all those free throws. I mean, that's the game is won at the foul line, and Luke had to go there twice in the last minute. 1-and-1. I mean, pressure. You're talking about pressure on every single free throw, and he made them all. So kudos to him, and he's a big time player, man. He's got some guts on him, that kid. I tell you what.
Coach, you've been in a lot of these games, the ice contests, and you kind of hinted at that. Phil and I were talking about it there. You're up by 10 or 11, and I said, with Mount Union, that's not a safe lead.
It's like a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and it's just because they can come. They're not afraid to take any shot, and they're going to do it. So can you just talk about, again, you said what a great weekend it was, but it's not easy to take 2 from Mount Union in a season.
No, especially on back-to-back nights. That's never been done before, right? I mean, holy cow. They're a really good team, and it's unfortunate that the game ended the way it did. Hopefully Colin's okay. We'll be praying for him, and I hope he's all right and can play the rest of the season and all that kind of stuff. But they're a great team, and they got a ton of firepower, and our kids just made enough plays the last 2 days to get it done both days.
Coach, not that I want to ignore this game, but talk a little about last night. You had to go up there and get that win. I mean, you guys came from behind like you did again tonight. Just talk about the resiliency of this team, especially against Mount Union last night.
Well, they're just so good that you're going to have to deal with them scoring in waves, right? And so there's going to be some points in the game that are going to be rough and tough. And we just talked to our guys all week about just weathering the storm and staying strong and having an iron jaw and not getting rattled. And both days were down at half, and I thought the end of the half was terrible for us. We got a couple buckets taken away from us that I wasn't very happy about. But we didn't complain about it too much. Once we got in the locker room, we got refocused, and our guys were ready to make the plays. I think our guys really proved that they were a very resilient group this week.
Coach, and I know how much you like to sub and stuff like that, but it seemed like in the second half you really kind of committed to that top 5 or 6 that you kind of had to stick with them. Can you talk about that?
Well, we got some guys that have logged a lot of minutes, and you're going to ultimately trust those guys down the stretch, and that's why, Jack Alexander's an unbelievable point guard. I think he's the best freshman point guard in the country, right? But Lucas is a junior, has been here, and I trust him. I know he's going to make those free throws, right, all that kind of stuff. And that's just one position we're talking about, but it goes into all 5 positions. And, you especially when it's late in the year, but it's really early in the year, right? Today was, our 8th game? So, you want your most experienced guys on the floor when it really matters, I think.
And you've talked about Lucas a lot, but like you said, he's been through a lot of battles. He knows what it takes. He didn't seem phased at all. Stepped up that line, looked like I've done this a million times. Just let me have the ball, Coach.
Yeah, I asked him if he wanted me to call timeout. I didn't know if he was breathing too heavy or didn't have his legs underneath him, and he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, I don't need a stinking timeout. I mean, that's just Lucas.
Coach, last night you guys were able to hold Gurley down. Tonight, not so much. I mean, you don't expect to hold a guy like that down 2 nights in a row, do you?
No, I guess he had 25, but he's 10 for 20, took 26 shots. Yeah. So we made him. I think we made him earn it. And I thought I'm happy with how we guarded him all weekend.
Coach, congratulations on an unbelievable weekend.
Appreciate it.
Great
Thanks
win,
a lot,
Coach.
Thanks.
That's Jon VanderWal, Pioneers, controlling their own destiny now in the OAC, sitting at 7-1.
Hope to come out with.
Joined now by Lukas Isaly. Lukas, what a great game tonight, 22 points. How you doing?
Oh, doing great. Doing great. It's good to be back in here. It's good to get a big win like this.
Lucas, we've talked about this all year about you're not getting used to this playing back-to-back nights against the same team. But when it's Mount Union, did it just feel different this time to have to play the same team, a Mount Union back-to-back nights, a rival like that?
Absolutely. Ever since last year, since they beat us twice, they are in here. We've been preaching about that all year long, even last year. We've been thinking about it in the back of our heads. Coach been talking about it all week long. It's just different playing these guys. They're a top-notch competitive team who always brings it, especially against us. And it was great to get in here and get the second win against them. I think we really proved ourselves.
Well, in last night's game, did you guys learn something in that game that you think carried over to tonight with the way you performed?
Just true toughness. Coach been preaching all week about toughness. We haven't really showed it yet this year. And the back-to-back nights, I think we really showed some grit, some toughness. And our guys played unbelievable.
we've watched you play now. This is your third season, and I would imagine you're the guy who wants the ball at the foul line in that last minute of the game, and you lived up to it. You delivered. I mean, are we right in saying, hey, just give it to me, let me take care of this game?
Absolutely. In a situation like that, I always want to come back and get the ball. You know, me and Jason always fight over who wants it. It's just whoever gets to it first. But even Coach looked at me and he said, "You want a timeout?" And I just looked at him. I said, "No, I got this."
And again, it's Mount Union. You don't have the crowd here and all that kind of stuff. But this game, and Phil and I were talking about it, the energy still felt like it was in here, even though you didn't have the crowd. Can you just talk about that's the intensity of this rivalry?
Oh, well, first of all, I got to give all the credit to our bench. We talked all week about how our bench had to be unbelievable, calling out plays, being real hype on the bench. That makes a big difference. And just everybody being dialed into the game, playing against a good team like this, everybody, coaches, people on the bench, everyone's got to be dialed in, making sure they know what's going on.
And just one last question. I mean, you guys control your destiny now. I mean, you got one more weekend. You're in first place. Just talk about, what this week looks like for you guys and how you guys will approach it.
Well, this is the chance we wanted with play against Mount Union like this, make a statement. And as we did so, going into next week, we can't let this affect us. We'll enjoy this win tonight, but come Monday morning, whenever we start practice and workouts and stuff, it'll all be in the past. And then we got to get a big win against whoever we play next week. We're not sure who it is yet. But, we're looking forward to the next week.
Lukas, congratulations. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Go enjoy this one. All righty.